You've probably seen screenshots like 47% growth in a month or DMs that scream, "I've made it." But the truth is, most of them don't make people trust you. Why? Because a screenshot by itself is just a number, a name, or a message with no story behind it. And when there's no story, your proof feels made up and it doesn't feel credible. That's because people can't connect what they're seeing to the results they want. So in this video, I will show you how to turn your screenshots into story-driven proof that actually builds trust. And that's the kind of proof that makes people believe your system works even before they buy. So let's get into it. Here's the core problem. Most creators collect testimonials like "amazing" or "highly recommend" or "this changed my life" and think that's enough. But vague phrases like these don't answer the only question your buyer cares about. Will this work for me? Then they post analytic screenshots like revenue dashboards, follower counts, and even conversion rates. But there's no story or before state. So viewers think, cool for you, but I have no idea how you got there. And then there are the direct messages on social media, for example. Someone sends, "Your advice changed everything for me," and you screenshot it. But the problem is people can't connect it to anything real because they don't know who sent it, what problem the person had, or what changed. So remember, social proof is about you, but sales proof is about them. So your job is to show them that they will get a specific result if they follow your method. And that requires a story, not a screenshot dump. Now, let me break down the 3 types of proof that actually convert. And we will start with testimonial screenshots. Every converting testimonial has 3 different parts. 3. First is the specific starting point. Where was your client before working with you? What problem did they have and what they had tried that didn't work? When you share all that creates relatability. So the second is the transformation moment. For example, what changed? What method did they use? And how long did it take? This is where you name your mechanism and tie the result to a specific action. And the third one is a measurable outcome. Where are they now? What numbers changed? And what's the emotional payoff? Here's what this looks like. Let's take an example of a bad testimonial. "Working with Sarah was amazing. She really helped me get healthier. Highly recommend." Well, that testimonial tells you nothing, right? So here's a good testimonial. "Before the protocol, I was 47 pounds overweight and had tried keto, paleo, and Whole30 with 0 results. And after following Sarah's Get On Fast protocol for 90 days, I lost 34 pounds and my chronic joint pain disappeared. Now I wake up with energy for the first time in 8 years." See the difference? The second one has a starting point, a named method, which is Sarah's Get On Fast protocol, a timeline, specific numbers, and an emotional outcome. So to make sure the screenshot pops out, add context above it. For example, if it's on a landing page or a sales page, you can say, "Meet Sarah, a 43-year-old teacher from Los Angeles who tried every diet and felt stuck." Then you can also highlight the transformation numbers in bold so they stand out on the page. And very important is that you place the testimonial at the decision point. If your lead just read about your method and they're skeptical, insert proof right there. Match the testimonial to the objection. Someone thinking, "I'm too busy," gets a testimonial from a busy parent. And someone who thinks, "I don't have the technical skills," gets proof from a beginner, because obviously they're a beginner. Now, the second type of proof is analytic screenshots. Analytics screenshots can work if they show 3 different things: the before state, the method you applied, and the after state. So here's an example. In January 2024, my clients were generating $47,000 per month. After implementing the Dominate Organic Traffic content system I'm teaching today, they hit $183,000 per month by August. This analytic screenshot and a testimonial shows the baseline, names the method, which was dominate organic traffic, gives a timeline from January to August, and stakes the outcome. So they kind of quadrupled the revenue. Here's another one. This landing page was converting at 2.1%. After restructuring it with the proof architecture I'm showing you right now, it jumped to 8.7% in 30 days. So again, before state, method, timeline, result. That's the sequence you need to use. And as you can see, the conversion rate increased from 2.1 to 8.7, which is more than 4 times. So when you're presenting the screenshot, instead of just showing a single screenshot, show the full dashboard, not just a cropped number. Zoomed in screenshots with no context look cherry-picked. Also make sure to circle the key metrics and include date range. For example, you can add a text that says, this is the revenue dashboard for Q3. And you can notice the spike starting in July. And then you can bridge it to the reader by saying you can use the same approach when you are restructuring your own landing page. And then that turns analytics from look at me into here's what's possible for you or for the reader. Okay, so the third type of proof is DM or direct message screenshots. A converting DM screenshot needs 3 different parts. Again, so first is the setup. For example, this DM came 48 hours after I published my video on offer design. That tells the viewer or the reader when it happened and what triggered it. So then we have the transformation, number 2, which is the specific action they took and the result they achieved. For example, I restructured my pricing using your risk reversal framework and closed a 4,500 project next day. Great, right? This is a transformation. The person closed a very lucrative project. And then we have the third element, which is proof. So who sent the DM? Are they a beginner or a seasoned pro? And this is important because the proof element helps the reader decide if the proof is relevant to them. Because if you're only showing proof from beginners and you are targeting more advanced or pros or experts, that screenshot won't work. Here's an example from a person who was in my Copywriting Titan Accountability Mentorship, or CTAM. This is the message he shared with me on WhatsApp, which you're seeing on the screen right now. I'm just going to read it because it's a bit tiny to read. So, loved it. I could tell I got better. I actually got my first client writing 3 emails during the last week of CTAM and got feedback from you just in time. So when you're presenting the screenshot, like I just did, add context to that direct message before showing it, like I just did. Then read the key part aloud so people don't have to squint at the tiny text, like I just did as well. So whenever you do that, especially in a video, you have to read it because sometimes the copy can be very, very tiny text. So also it's very important to explain why it matters. For example, this validates that the mechanism works even for beginners with no case studies. So we have to use DMs as social proof interrupters. You explain a framework, then show that direct message from someone who used it and got a result. All right, now let's focus on the top 3 mistakes to avoid when we are talking about screenshots. The first mistake is proof dumping. For example, you can show 15 testimonials in a row at the bottom of your page, but that's not a good idea. Why? Because they have no context and they're at the end of your page. Instead, what you should be doing to fix this mistake is to distribute proof at strategic decision points. For instance, 1 testimonial after you explain your mechanism and 1 DM screenshot after you teach a tactic or a strategy. All right. The second mistake is vague language. We already discussed that. For example, this changed my life, or I joined the program and it changed everything, and yada yada yada. So this kind of screenshot doesn't tell anyone anything. So only use testimonials with numbers, timelines, and name transformations. If a client sends you vague praise, reply to that client and ask him or her for specifics. For example, can you tell me what you were struggling with before and what changed after? So we have on a before state, transformation, and then the after state, which is after transformation. And then you can share that screenshot. Okay, the third mistake is orphan screenshots, the so-called orphan screenshots. That's proof with zero context or setup. For example, a DM appears out of nowhere, or analytics flash on the screen with no explanation. So always add some story. For example, this came from a client who was stuck at 5K per month, and when he joined my Copywriting Talent and Accountability Mentorship, in 30 days, he increased that income to 7,000 per month, for example. All right, so your proof is one of your biggest assets, but only if you present it in the right way. So your task today is to look at your testimonials, your analytics, and your DMs and ask yourself, does this have a story? If not, rewrite it using one of the frameworks I just gave you. And drop a comment below to let me know which kind of proof you're going to fix first. Also, if you want to get mentored by me so you can land your first or next client, check the link in the description of this video. And I will see you in the next one.